Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be learning how we could create fragments. So fragments are basically required when we are creating the user interface for the user and you want to place two activities on a single activity. So for example, if you want to create a layout in which a single activity should hold two other activities, then in that case fragments could be used. So the main purpose of using fragments is to design the user interface. So without wasting any time, let's directly start with the tutorial. So the first thing which you'll need to do is that you need to start a new Android project. So we simply select start a new Android Studio project, and as in this project we are going to create an example for understanding fragment. We are going to name the project as my fragment example. Then we click next, and the Android version which we are going to choose is going to be the API level 15. So make sure that you select it, then hit next, and in this case we are going to choose the blank activity, and the name of your main activity is going to be the main activity, so you leave it as it is. Now hit finish. Now as you could see, this is our main activity screen, and basically what we are trying to do in this tutorial is that we are going to divide this main activity screen into two parts. So the first part of the screen would consist of the fragment number 1, or our first fragment, which is going to hold only a edit text and a button, and the next part, or the bottom part, or the bottom fragment, is going to hold an image. So basically we are trying to design a layout in which we are trying to fix two fragments onto a single activity, the first part consisting of a edit text and a button, and the next part, or the bottommost part of our activity screen, is going to contain an image. So before adding up fragments to it, we make sure that we clean the entire screen. So make sure that if you have any elements onto the screen, you just simply delete them. And once you have cleaned up the activity screen, the next thing which we need to do is that, as we need to use an image right over here in the second fragment, in order to import image into Android Studio, you simply go to the image which you want to use. So for example, I have downloaded an image here. So if we want to use a particular image in Android Studio, or if you want to import it, we simply right click on it, copy it, come back to Android Studio, and in the Android Studio we are going to have option for a folder which is called as the resources folder, and inside the resources folder we are going to have another folder which is called as the drawable folder. So this drawable folder is basically going to consist of images which we are going to use in our Android application. So every image which we use in our Android application is going to be stored in this drawable folder. So the image which we have stored on the desktop should also be stored in the drawable folder if we have to use that image into our application. So in order to add that image, as we have copied the image, we simply right click on this drawable folder and just simply paste it over here. Then simply click OK. And one more precaution which you have to take is that the image name which you are using should never start with a number, or it should not include a number. And that is because when we have an image which is numbered, and when you use it in your Android application, it is going to cause some errors. So make sure that you avoid that. Now once you have copied the image into your drawable folder, it is ready to use. So basically that's how you use an image into your Android application. So that's it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we'll be designing two fragments, the top fragment and the bottom fragment. So we'll basically learn how to create fragments and how to attach them with the main activity. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.